Alright. Yo, what is up, guys? It is your boy, Grades Age here, and this is What If Bell Had Yami Sukehiro's Powers, Part 7 to the series. So, y'all love this series. I know I've not been on it for a hot minute, but hey, I'm back, and gosh darn it, I'm about to go ahead and lay it down. So, yeah. Another thing, I've been trying to get better at my what ifs, trying to add more soundtrack, more intense things, to actually make it, get that hype moment. But, your boy is borderline scared, and I'm not trying to catch anything. But hey, I'll try my best. I'll keep learning so I can make my what ifs better. So either way, remember, y'all guys are awesome. Y'all guys are cool. And you guys are a very important person in your own life. So either way, yeah, just some motivational quotes. And either way, let's go ahead and get started. Let's go.
She gripping that dick like she was a lost star. She party at night like she was a rock star. She singing my song like Bella-dee-da. She calling me daddy, but not a father. Lil' Billy been thirsty like big as some water. Could give you the world with the wave of a wand. We Philly, our bitch Cosmo and Wanda.
Alright, guys, so let's go ahead and start off this what if. So we pretty much start off this what if with pretty much the next day after the whole event had occurred. Now, at this, Bell and Hestia are pretty much just walking around the city, with Bell carrying the groceries, as he was now just launched on all, getting the occasional stares from females, the look of respect from males, and pretty much Hestia just bothering him. Just a regular day. Now, at this, Hestia was right now complaining to Bell, like, are you 100% sure about this, Bell? Like, I know you're strong and everything, but, like, to take on an entire familia? At this, Bell just shrugged it off. Don't worry about it. I told you I had this. At this, Hestia had faith in Bell, but again, come on now. However, this is when Bell actually goes ahead and stops dead in his tracks. Come out, I know you're there, he would say. At this, just like that, a couple of individuals will walk out with actually very familiar wearing custom suits. At this, Bell goes ahead and looks at him. So you're from the Apollo familia, he would say. At this, all of them would then look at Bell, and then all of them would then catch a smirk. Yeah, and we're gonna look, I'm just gonna have to say this. We're gonna do this the hard way. Either you can join us, or we're gonna have to force you. At this, Bell goes ahead and looks at all of them as if they were batshit crazy, until he cracks a grin. Alright, but you should know one thing. At this, Bell would then erupt with the aura, as he was now surrounded by this purplish aura, causing all of them to actually flinch and back up a bit, as he goes ahead and says, I hope you're ready to forfeit your lives. At this, Bell goes ahead and pulls out his katana as he begins to walk away from Hestia, who's actually right now in shock of, right now in shock of what's going on. And that's when Bell goes ahead and looks up, as just like that, more familiar members goes ahead and jumps down. Dark cloak, lifeless slash, Bell would say, as he goes ahead and shoots a lifeless slash, but he was actually very lowered powered, considering the fact if he went full power, bro, these guys were dead. As he goes ahead and uses it to push them away, causing the men to actually be sent flying. At this, Bell goes ahead and turns to Hestia with a very small smile on his face. Look, I'm going to have to take care of this. If not, these guys are just going to keep bothering me. So, I'm going to go ahead and give Apollo a little bit of a warning. At this, Hestia wanted to follow along, but, Bell just tells her to stay there. As he goes ahead and gives her the groceries and just tells her to sit by that bench while he takes care of it. At this, Bell gives her a smirking and says, come on, you're 1,000 years too early to worry about me. At this, she goes ahead and jumps into the air using, of course, Mana skin, as he goes ahead and gets surrounded by multiple members. Come at me, you bastards. At this, the members would get angry as they rush at Bell with, spears and daggers and shit, Bell goes ahead and actually avoids all of these attacks, as he goes ahead and actually counters them, battling against nearly an entire familia. Oh my god, you guys are persistent as hell, Bell would think, as he goes ahead and covers his blade in darkness, swinging another lifeless slash, knocking another one out. At this, he'll go ahead and look up, only to see two members who had ginormous axe trying to slam into him, as Bell goes ahead and blocks it with his katana, getting slammed into the ground. As he goes ahead and gets up, acting as if, it did nothing to him, which it did. At this, Bell goes ahead and looks at the men as they were about to attack him again. As just like that, Bell would go ahead and slap them with darkness one more time, as this was actually another one of Bell's spells. Again, it was heavily downgraded again because, full power, instant kill, pretty much, to these guys at least. So Bell obviously held back. At this was none other than Dark Cloak, Black Blade. As this pretty much enveloped Bell's sword is in dark magic, as it might actually increase the sword's, range of it, how long it is. So it was pretty much able to go ahead and extend his blade, pretty much able to cut people from a farther distance. Which, yeah, that's actually got to be very terrifying. At this, Bell continues running through all of them, as he goes ahead and jumps from building to building, going ahead and clashing with them. You familiar members are really persistent. At this, Bell goes ahead and just stops jumping around, landing in the center of the town, as he gets surrounded by all ends by every member. At this, Bell goes ahead and looks up, only to see two people go ahead and walk in front of him. One was a girl with red hair and a white suit with red colors as well. At this, he would also see the other girl who had blue hair and was holding a wand with the similar black suits as the Apollo Familia. At this, they go ahead and actually speak up. Look, you should just surrender, alright? You can go ahead and join the Apollo Familia. At this, they begin to go on their whole spiel pretty much, saying that, he joins the Apollo Familia, nothing like this has to happen, yada yada yada. But Bell goes ahead and looks at him. He's like, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you this. Give your god a warning. I'm gonna give you the same warning that I told those friends of yours the other day. At this is when Bell erupts with a more powerful aura, even stronger than the last time, as these causes everyone to actually begin to gasp for air, as they actually begin to fall down to their knees. What is this? At this, in the town, and multiple people were actually sensing this, as they were actually fearing for their lives, as Bell's eyes were closed shut. Until he opens them again, only showing that, once again, his red eyes were once again lifeless, pretty much like a doll, pretty much, as they were showing that he had no remorse whatsoever. If he continues coming after me, I already accepted his challenge, but if he continues like this, every member here is going to end up in a body bag sent to him. I'll make sure to break every single bone in every last one of your bodies. You understand? He would say, as he goes ahead and says this in such a monotone voice, causing all of them to go ahead and actually quiver in fear. As Bell goes ahead and walks over to the girls, who are right now mostly feeling the full blunt of it, actually nearly peeing themselves just from being in front of him, as they felt terrible, knowing that your lives could be killed in an instant by the palm of someone's hand. As Bell goes ahead and looks at them. So make sure to tell him one more time to get the fuck off my back. I already accepted his challenge. Alright? At this, he goes ahead and turns to all of them. And I hope y'all heard that as well. Because I swear, next time y'all run up on me like that, I'm going to put you in a body bag, he would say. At this, all of them would go ahead and begin to, settle down, as finally the aura went ahead and left, as Bell was actually, royally pissed right now. I mean, come on now, he was having a good day today. Well, thank you very much for all this, but I'm going to go ahead and continue on with my shopping. See ya, he would say as he goes ahead and jumps down, acting as if he did not threaten an entire familia. As Bell goes ahead and actually returns shortly a while later back to Hestia, as both of them were actually, planning to go ahead and go home. But this is when once again Bell senses a presence. You gotta be kidding me, Bell would think. He goes ahead and turns around. He's like, listen, I don't really care, don't really want to care, but if you keep bothering me, I won't hesitate to kill you, he would say, as he once again shoots out the aura. At this was another member of the Apollo Familia, as this is when Bell goes ahead and looks at it, as this guy was actually he was actually a level 3. Not really scared, he was not really truly scared of Bell, which he should be. Bro, man's about to run up on his pockets, chill. But either way, let me continue on, back to the story. At this, Bell goes ahead and actually was just looking at the man, so the man goes ahead and smirks. You don't seem like much, he would say. But Bell just goes ahead and looks at him. Look, I honestly do not care. Look, I already accepted your challenge. Keep doing this, and I won't hesitate, he would say. At this, Hestia was going ahead and, wincing, calling for Bell, as Bell goes ahead and just turns away, as him and Hestia begin to walk home. At this will just piss off the members. He goes ahead and says, don't you dare ignore the member of the Apollo Familia. At this, he goes ahead and dashes at Bell at top speeds, as Bell goes ahead and in one swift movement kicks him in the stomach, sending him flying. Oh great, I have to deal with more troublesome stuff. At this, he goes ahead and sets all the groceries down, as he then says, "Don't worry, I'll cook extra just for the mishap, okay?" He would say. At this, Hestia will nod as Bell gives her a small little smirk, as he goes ahead and dashes off at top speeds, while Hestia just sits there and waits for Bell, hoping that he will be alright. Now, back at the center of the town, we will see both Welt and Lily as they were both waiting for Bell, as they were waiting to go on an adventure. Well, not an adventure, but yeah, they were just waiting to hang out or something like that. But this one suddenly, just like that, they didn't see a member of the Apollo familia go flying by like a rocket as he goes ahead and slams into a wall. What the? As Welt goes ahead and looks at him, you realize that this was a member from the Apollo familia. As Bell goes ahead and actually jumps out of there as well, he goes ahead and actually begins to walk out of the alleyway. "I told you to listen, but you didn't want to learn," Bell would say. As he goes ahead and just, he still had a toothpick in his mouth as he was just walking towards him, tapping his katana on the back. It's really a shame because really, I gave you a warning and you didn't listen. I mean, hello? What makes sense for you to attack me? I want to really know what type of sense did you have when you tried to attack me? At this, the man will go ahead and get out of the crater of Nawaji and says, How are you this strong?" he would say, as he was a level 3. Then that means he should be at least up to the same level, like this, easily able to match up to Bell, right? Right? Wrong. Bell was stronger than him and he didn't know why. Just why? At this, Bell just looks at him and shrugs. Who knows? But really, you got on my nerves and you tried to attack me with my goddess right next to me. So, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to teach you a lesson. At this, the man will get angry as he dashes at Bell once again, as he goes ahead and tries to attack Bell, only for Bell to go ahead and easily counter him, punching him in the stomach and kneeing him in the chin, sending him flying up in the air. At this, Welt goes ahead and runs over to Bell as well as Lily, as they both ask Bell what was going on, as Bell just shrugs it off, saying, "Don't worry about it, I'll take care of the problem." As he goes ahead and prepares to take care of the problem, this is when Welt actually grabs him by the shoulder. "Wait, Look, you can't always do everything by yourself. You gotta actually learn how to rely on your friends." At this, Bell goes ahead and stops dead in his tracks, as that is something that was actually shocking to hear. Now, something that Welt and actually Lily have been picking up for a while now is that I don't even know if you guys have been picking up for a while now, but the thing is, Bell mostly relies on himself. Each and every single time, he would rely on himself. He had taken care of a boss. He had taken care of, multiple monsters by himself. It was almost as if Welt and Lily just were his friends, nothing more or nothing less, that he had to do everything by himself. And that was not something that Bell should do. That is not something that he should be volunteering to do and stuff. Friends are supposed to help each other out. But Bell didn't see it like that. At this, Bell once again just says, "I'll take care of it," as he goes ahead and actually, shrugs off Welt's hand as he dashes off. At this, Welt goes ahead and turns to Lily, telling her that we need to help out Bell, which she would agree to, as both of them dash off to help him. Now at this, Bell was right now currently engaged with the level 3, or more or less it was one-sided, considering the fact that Bell was beating the crap out of him. The man would try over and over again, trying to hit Bell with his speed, but Bell was too strong and fast for him to even maneuver. How is he a level 3? He would think, as he gets picked it up by the throat, similar to how Bell was when he was in canon. As Bell was going ahead and look at him, his eyes were looking dangerous, as the man was now, quivering for his life. As this is when Bell will go ahead and throw the man down into the ground. He goes ahead and jumps down as well, only to once again see that he was surrounded by both sides. Well, look what we have here," said one of the guys, as Bell realized that pretty much this Apollo familia has been trying everything to make him get rid of him or something like that, as they really want him to join the Apollo familia. At this, Bell goes ahead and looks at him and just sighs. "I had enough," he would say. Now, Bell, he was holding back, alright? He was holding back a lot. But now these guys were like literally pissing him off. Like all he was trying to do was like, go home, cook for him and his friends, make a good meal. But now instead of doing all of that he wanted, no, instead he gets jumped in an alleyway trying to get taken by a bunch of weird ass perverted family members or whatever. At this is when Bell goes ahead and releases his mon as he goes ahead and shoots it out. At this, everyone would feel the pressure, as this pressure was stronger than it was. In fact, it was like 10 times stronger, as nearly everyone in the entire town could feel, as they were now like grieving for their lives, while the people who were extra close to Bell were now just on the ground quivering for their lives. Some of them even got knocked out unconscious. At this, Welt and Lee had also felt that pressure, as they were now also quaking in fear, as this is when they realized the true reason why Bell did everything by himself. The thing is that Bell is stronger than most, and that means that Bell, he's pretty much able to take care of himself. As Bell goes ahead and continues giving him a bunch of aura, he blatantly overpowers them and puts them in their place, considering the fact they're pretty much like scared out of their mind right now. As Bell goes ahead and continues with the pressure, after a while, everyone was just knocked out unconscious, leaving Bell the only one standing right now, in the alleyway, of course. At this, Bell goes ahead and just, picks up his toothpick that had fell off the ground, as he goes ahead and sighs. Great, I'm gonna have to get another one. Or maybe I can get a cigarette, he wondered. But this is when Bell shrugs it off, as he goes ahead and throws the toothpick away and continues walking out of the alleyway. All the members were now passed out, until finally that one level 3 that Bell beat the crap out was still awake. How? He would whisper. At this, Bell goes ahead and looks at him. I'm giving you a warning, but you pushed my hands. You're lucky that no one ended up dead today. But again, tell your god quit messing with me, because I swear, I'm gonna end you. Nah, I'm gonna annihilate you from the face of the earth, he would say, as he goes ahead and looks at the man with his lifeless red eyes. At this, the man was now realizing that Bell was in another league. This Bell, he was just in another league. Even though they were the same level, they were, Bell was just on a different level. He was on a different scale compared to them. And that was terrifying. As Bell goes ahead and walks away, you would see, Lily and Welt as they go ahead and run up to Bell, asking him if he was okay. But Bell was shrugged off, saying that him and the Familia had a little bit of a, they had a little bit of a disagreement. At this, they would wonder what he meant, but, Bell would just laugh it off, saying, come on, let's go get some food. As he goes ahead and actually returns shortly later with, Goddess Hestia, as she goes ahead and, gives him the groceries as they go home to go ahead and cook a meal. Now, back with the Apollo Familia. Apollo was actually now upset, as he wanted to actually at least, weaken Bell or, intimidate him so that way he would join the Familia, but it would fail miserably. In fact, the only thing it did was the opposite effect. It made the Familia fear Bell, as Apollo was now truly wondering, how could he get his hands on this man? Bell was everything. He was strong, powerful, and he wanted him. And now this just made him even more frustrated to get him. Hestia, I don't even know how you found such a piece, but I will add him to my Familia, and you won't stop me, he would whisper under his breath. At this, the level 3 that went ahead and got beat by Bell was now looking down in pretty much shame as he goes ahead and punches the wall. Damn it, he would say, as he goes ahead and looks up. I will defeat him. I will. I don't care what it takes, he would say, as he really will defeat Bell no matter what. At this, Bell goes ahead and, at this, the man will go ahead and begins to, plan out to what he would do. As we go ahead and now cut back to Bell. Bell was right now just more or less pretty much relaxing and everything, as he had once again created a banger of a meal, as he decided that he was not going to go to the dungeon today because he needed a break. Well, time to train, he would say, as he goes ahead and actually gets up ready to go. At this, Bell goes ahead and actually, walks outside, As when he does, you actually see, pretty much everything was like fine and everything. But this is when he begins to realize the lack of his friends. Where the hell are they? He wondered. At this, he goes ahead and begins to look around, but still none of them were found. As he just shrugs it off. I guess I can still go ahead and train. I'm pretty sure they'll come back later, he would think. We will see Bell go ahead and go to the certain training area that he does, as he begins to once again does extreme amount of exercise, bro. This man is going above and beyond. So, unbeknownst to Bell, in a very secure location, we would see Hestias, who was now just looking down. I need your help, she would say, as she was right now looking at all the members, as Welt was included, as well as those random ass members from the other familias, as each one of them were right now looking at Hestia in shock. Goddess Hestia, may I ask what is going on? At this, each one of them would go ahead and see Hestia. She would go ahead and look up. I'm asking for you guys to help Belle, she would say. At this, they go ahead and actually pretty much begin to say why and everything. But she goes ahead and begins to explain that even though Belle is strong and everything, he should need help. As, she was actually asking them to volunteer, pretty much only, not for a long period of time, but just help Belle in the raiding game, or just in the, in the battle, so that way they can go ahead and, so that way Belle doesn't leave the familia and everything. At this, just when one of them were about to step up and instantly say yes, this is when Welt will go ahead and shake his head. I'm sorry, Goddess Hestia, but no. At this, everyone in turn to Welt. What? Hestia would say. She looks at Welt. Why? She would say. She wonders if this guy was truly working with the Apollo Familia. At this is when Welt looks down. Because I tried doing the same thing yesterday, but at this, Welt goes ahead and does a flashback. Now, it was after the whole incident had occurred, as Belle was just, pretty much had to make some food and everything, as it was late as night, as Belle was right now outside preparing to do some more training. However, just as he does so, this is when Welt actually walks up to him and he actually goes ahead and asks Belle, if he's okay, if he goes ahead and joins to try to help him. And at this, Belle's answer was literally what? Why would you do that? As this is when Welt begins to explain that Belle was his friend, and he doesn't want these Apollo bastards to go ahead and get him. At this, Belle goes ahead and looks at him, as he goes ahead and sighs. Look, I plan to do this on my own. At this, Welt was about to disagree, but this is when he looks into Belle's eyes. They were red. It was again the red with slits, but they were glowing dangerously, practically, as this would cause Welt to step back. But you can't do everything by yourself. At this, Belle goes ahead and sighs. You're right. Not everything can be done by myself. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to go ahead and actually put my friends into something that they don't want to truly do. At this, Welt was about to disagree, saying that he wanted to do it, but this is when Belle once again speak up. Plus, this isn't about you. This is about my familia. And plus, another thing, this is not an opportunity for me to push past my damn limits. You think I'm going to pass that up? He would say. At this will just cause Welt to look at him what? As he goes ahead and looks at him are you serious? You're gonna battle an entire familia just so you can push past your damn limits? At this, Belle would shrug. Well, yeah, it's my familia, my business. That means I can go ahead, challenge them, do my thing. At this, he couldn't believe it. Belle was really just gonna do this? What? As Belle goes ahead and chuckles. Look, I'm thankful for your help and everything, but trust me, I got this. After all, who's gonna beat me? He would say as he goes ahead and says this. Now, the way that Belle said it was the shocking thing. He didn't say arrogant. He didn't say an arrogant one, oh, who's gonna beat me, in a snobbish tone or something like that. He was saying it as if it was a fact, it was true. And in the way, the confidence, and just the way that he said it, it made him truly believe that Belle could beat all the members. As we do with the end of the flashback, Hestia was right now looking down, and she just didn't understand. How could Belle be that strong? It just didn't make sense. But then again, Belle was a shocking personnel from the very beginning, as Hestia just sighs. Dang it. As we go ahead and do a time skip, as right now, everyone was right now just surrounded and everything, as right now, both Hestia as well as the other gods and goddesses were right now discussing something. Apollo had pretty much called like this meeting of all the gods, as he begins to say that how his familia members had once again got assaulted by Belle Crenelle. At this, everyone was just gasping and everything, while Hestia was looking at him angrily. You liar! Belle didn't do nothing. It was your familia members who aggravated the assault, she would say. At this, everyone was turning to Apollo, as Apollo just chuckles. And what evidence that you have? I have multiple members of my familia who have been injured and everything, while you only have one who, I last seen, had pretty much been unscathed, he would say. At this, Hestia was now like upset, but this is when one member would go ahead and speak up. And how do you know he was unscathed? And besides, how do we know that your familiar members didn't even fake all those injuries? You did it before, said one of the members. As this man was, as Apollo goes ahead and glares at this person, as he goes ahead and says, well, I do have to admit that was a very upsetting thing from my part of my familia, but still, it still doesn't count for the fact that they have actually been truly injured this time. And I would like to go ahead and get repercussions for this. At this, Hestia was about to shout at him, as he was obviously trying his best to gain Belle, but this is when actually one of them would then speak up. Enough of this. You already got your game, Apollo. You already got what you wanted. So stop trying to go ahead and stop trying to force your way so that you can gain him by taking a simpler route. Just go ahead and just wait until the time of the game. That's where you both can decide your issues. At this, Apollo just glares as he goes ahead and just sits down with a frown on his face. As, Loki, who was actually just watching all this with amusement, would just chuckle at this, as she truly loved it when she saw Hestia struggle. While Hestia would just, sigh in relief, as this man Apollo was really getting on her nerves, as he was trying his hardest to get Belle. As both of them were just going to have to wait till the games to decide who truly wins and pretty much who truly gets the victory. However, that didn't mean Apollo was going to give up, as he truly would try his best to try to get everything that he wanted. At this, we now cut to now, as Belle was right now just chilling once again. After having done a large amount of workouts and everything, Belle pretty much worked himself out a lot, as he also had practiced up his magic affinities and everything. Well, that was good, Belle would say as he stretched out his neck and everything. As he goes ahead and actually looks around, he'll see the door open only to hear someone say, "I'm back," as it was Hestia, who looked exhausted. "Are you okay?" he would ask. At this, she goes ahead and looks at him. "I had a busy day, alright?" At this, Belle chuckles as he goes ahead and actually makes some food for them, placing it down, as Hestia goes ahead and thanks Belle once again, snuggling up to him. "You're never gonna stop, are you?" At this, she goes ahead and shakes her head, as Belle can't help but sigh. This truly is troublesome. So, pretty much, after that, we go ahead and now see, as they go ahead and actually go to bed. However, in a different part of town, we will see Lily, who is now confronted with a difficult situation. And that is that her familia members had discovered that she was alive, and they were now getting her back. As Lily was now currently in the very last place she ever wanted to be on Earth, as she was now in a cell, looking down. As this when suddenly one familiar member would walk up, he would have this bluish hair as well as some glasses. He looks down at Lily. "You disgusting," he would say as he looks at Lily. As Lily goes ahead and just looks up to him, she goes ahead and sighs. I wish I could escape from here. But I guess even that was a fairy tale," she wonders. As Lily would go ahead and just think of Belle, considering the fact that it was thanks to his hospitality and pretty much everything that he was able to do all of this. But now she got a little bit too cocky and arrogant, and now her face was revealed and they already know that she was alive. So they're pretty much gonna keep her held prison. As she goes ahead and sighs, really wanting to leave this familia and just go off. As she can only think of one thought, and that was pretty much Belle and her friends. As she goes ahead and falls into a deep slumber of sleep, entering the world of dreams. So we now cut to the next day as Belle went ahead and once again got up early, did his morning routine of course, as he goes ahead and walks out. As he goes ahead and enters the tavern, he'll go ahead and see Rue and, Seer, as both of them were just there, smiling at him and everything, as they were asking him if he was alright. After the incident had occurred, they were worried considering the fact that Bella hadn't visited here for a while now. So they were now, pretty worried. But Bella would just shrug it off, saying, don't worry, I took care of the problem and everything. As he goes ahead and gets a large plate of food, which he obviously pays for and eats up. As Bella was currently enjoying his time, talking to Seer, and pretty much having fun with his friends, this is when suddenly Wealth would then bust in. Belle, we have a problem, he would say. At this, Belle goes ahead and looks at him with a raised eyebrow. So we now cut back to, Lily, as she was now currently in a cell, just pretty much rotting away, as she once again felt like a trapped little bird that won't escape. As this is when suddenly one guy will go ahead and walk in, giving her food, as she goes ahead and spits on her. Go ahead and eat that, and be grateful, he would say. At this, Lily looks at the man with sadness, as the man goes ahead and walks off, while Lily goes ahead and grabs those small pieces of food that she had gotten. Now, she will go ahead and remember Belle, who once again remember when she went ahead and put lots and lots of food for her, as gave her as much as she wanted, if she ever wanted more or anything, as she once again sighs in sadness. However, this one suddenly she'll then hear a boom go off, and she goes ahead and wonders, what? At this is when suddenly she would then hear one of the guards go ahead and run. Someone's attacking, he would say, as this would cause Lily to go wide-eyed until she then feels this presence. No way. He's not that stupid, is he? She wondered. Now, back with Belle. Belle walked into the familiar's house, literally busted through the front door, as he was now walking in as if he owned the place, with purplish aura going off of him. As his eyes were right now lifeless red, as he was right now really pissed off. As we do ahead and do a flashback. Now, Welt had ran up to Belle as he goes ahead and begins to explain to Belle about what had occurred with Lily. Apparently, Lily had went ahead and got discovered by her familia, and pretty much they sort of caught her, pretty much she's being treated as if she was a criminal for abandoning her so-called familia, and they're now pretty much holding her hostage and everything. And pretty much after explaining that whole situation to Belle was beyond pissed, as he goes ahead and actually left the tavern in an instant, pretty much. As Belle was currently walking through the familia and everything, the god who was inside there making wine was actually surprised at, feeling the aura and everything. As Belle was right now blitzing through all the members of the familia as if they were trash. Don't even compare, Belle would think. As he goes ahead and continues walking, he would eventually actually arrive sooner or later at the door of the god. He goes ahead and busts through it just by kicking it. The god was actually surprised as he goes ahead and looks at Belle, as Belle goes ahead and walks in there while everyone else in the family were in shock at this. As Belle had beaten up nearly every member that went ahead and came across him, and he was right now staring down at a god. As Belle goes ahead and speaks up, I want you to release Lily. You understand? He would say. At this, the god was actually surprised. He's hello, I'm a god, and you over here threatening me? But then again, he is part of Hestia's familia. As he goes ahead and looks at him, he would then ask, and why should I give her up? At this, Belle goes ahead and once again releases more of the menacing aura, even causing the god to actually swell a little. What? He wondered. As he goes ahead and actually, he was actually feeling a little bit tense here, whoa. As Belle once again gets all up in his face. You will release her. Trust me, if this was truly a familia, then you would have noticed how much trash your familia had put your so-called precious familia member into. At this, Belle goes ahead and looks to him directly in the eyes as he slowly begins to increase the pressure even further, causing the ground underneath Belle to actually shatter. As Belle was right now like shaking this entire freaking mansion, while Lily, who is now currently in her prison cell, would actually see that her cell was actually broken apart just by the pressure. I gotta stop Belle, she wondered, as she goes ahead and rushes off, considering the fact that Belle, he had no idea what he was just starting. At this, the guy goes ahead and looks Belle directly in the eyes. He's like, "Are you telling me how to run my familia?" Well, Belle goes ahead and looks at him. "Of course I am. Keep pissing me off." At this, Belle goes ahead and was like getting right up into him. He didn't care if he was being mad disrespectful at the moment. Belle right now was pissed beyond any belief, as these guys were his friends, and these were people that were precious to him. And anyone that even hurted him or even tried anything, he will go ahead and knock them out, even if you're a god. However, this when suddenly like that, Belle goes ahead and was actually preparing to swing on this man with the katana. However, this is when Lily busted in through it. "Belle, stop!" she will go ahead and shout. At this, Belle goes ahead and turns to her and he's like, "Oh, hey, Lily," as he instantly vanished to aura as if nothing had occurred. At this, the god was even surprised at this. He just sweat dropped. Like, wasn't this man like 1 second away from actually trying to kill me? He wondered. At this, when Lily walks up to Belle, she asked him like, "Are you stupid or something? What were you thinking threatening a god like that?" she would say. At this, Belle goes ahead and shrugs. I really honestly do not care. Plus, like I said, anyone who pisses me off are dead, he would say as he looks at the god with some narrow, dangerous eyes, causing the god to actually sweat a little. As Lily goes ahead and was about to rip her hand Belle, this is when said god was actually getting up. "Lily, would you come here for a second?" he would say. At this, Lily goes ahead and turns to him and was now like sweating, considering the fact that this like she was scared that she was going to be the one to getting repercussions for Belle. At this, Belle goes ahead and was prepared to defend her, but when reading his key, he could sense no malicious intent. As he goes ahead and actually backs off, he then decides, "You know what, Lily? I'm gonna let you decide it then," he would say. At this, Lily was confused with what Belle meant, but this is when Belle actually walks away, asking as if he did not just threaten a god, broke through the house of a familia, and pretty much ransacked the entire place, pretty much. As Lily was so confused, as this is when her god went ahead and actually pulled out some wine. As he goes ahead and tells her to drink. At this, she was surprised, considering the fact that the wine in her familia was very, very good. Like, it said that just one sip would leave you craving for more. And it said that anyone who even wanted it, they would do anything just for a single drop of it. As she goes ahead and looks at him, as he goes ahead and say that if she can go ahead and, if she can actually drink this and go ahead and not crave for more, then she was free to leave. However, if she isn't, then she'll have to continue making more and more wine and pretty much continue staying a member of her familia. At this, Lily goes ahead and looks at him in shock until he looks back, as she goes ahead and sighs. "Then I'll do it." At this, she goes ahead and takes a sip of it, as soon as she does, it hits instantly. Like, bro, she would instantly fall into the ground as her face was red and everything, and she begins to hallucinate instantly. At this, she begins to feel as if she was in paradise right now. She never felt more relaxed than she did right now, and she could honestly say that she did not want to go ahead and do anything more. As she was actually beginning to fall weak to it, of course, falling deeper and deeper into this aura, this is when suddenly she would then go ahead and imagine Belle. Everything, all the memories, all of it, the encounter. As she would go ahead and stop. "What am I thinking?" she would say. As if there's anything that she desired, well, it's to be free from this familia. So, just like that, on the outside, Lily was just there losing about, as her god actually thought, it was pointless. However, this is when he would actually be surprised as Lily goes ahead and grits her teeth. I want to leave," she would say. At this, the man was surprised that she was actually still wanting to leave after even tasting a little bit of the wine. As she goes ahead and looks at him. "He was too kind. I want to go." At this, said God was actually surprised at all of this. He then smiles. Well. I guess you're stronger than I thought, he would say. At this, said man actually goes ahead and smiles at Lily as he goes ahead and actually offers her the thing that she wished. She did the challenge, she put in the work, and now she was free to leave. As he goes ahead and then shouts, from this day forward, Lily, as he goes ahead and says her full name, he will go ahead and state that she was no longer part of the Familia. Now, hearing this, Lily's eyes will widen. Everything that she had wanted, everything that she needed, all this time, she had finally gotten her wish. It took in multiple years of suffering, endlessly, due to this Familia's abuse, and due to pretty much everyone taking advantage of the fact that she had no one. But now, finally, this is where it ends. As she actually begins to tear up a little, as her god, or her used-to-be god, actually gives her a smile, telling Lily that she was now free to do whatever the heck she wants, and that she was now finally free from this burden. As the only thing that her god actually regretted was the fact that he couldn't be doing something better for her. At this, Lily goes ahead and once again cries, as she goes ahead and thanks him from the bottom of her heart, as we go ahead and now do a time skip. So, after the whole event had occurred, once again, Bell became big news, as he had pretty much, like, come on now, if you actually thought Bell was not going to become the big news, that he really went ahead and threatened a god, did some multiple disrespectful things, which, not going to lie, it only made women more attracted to him, because, like, that just put Bell into the bad boy category, which, yeah. Now, at this, Bell returned back to normal as if nothing happened, pretty much having a toothpick in his mouth, making meals, training, the vibes. As for Lily, she luckily went ahead and was now finally free from her curse and a burden of a Familia, as she now was actually planning on joining the Hestia Familia, as she actually planned to join it after the games. Now, the reason for after it is because of, well, it was actually something that Belle actually asked her. So, pretty much, Belle actually told her that she should wait before joining the Hestia Familia, as before she even asked why, Belle told her that for now, so that way she doesn't participate in the game, as he actually want to go ahead and take care of this on his own. At this, Lily once again told Belle that was a selfish reason and that she was worried, but this is when Belle gives her a smile and gives her the same old line, saying that she was way too early to go ahead and worry about someone like him. As even though Belle is pretty much acting cocky here and arrogant, he inside his mind, Belle was thinking of multiple strategies and pretty much everything he could to take care of the Apollo Familia. As we now go ahead and see even further, as it was finally time. The waiting is over, as it was finally time for the preparations of the game. As we go ahead and now see the Apollo Familia, as Apollo had a smirk on his face. Now then, let's begin, shall we? He would say with a smile. As this is where I'm going to end the video. Hope y'all did enjoy part 7 to this What If. Things are getting crazy. The games, the battle will go ahead and, it's going to be in the next part. So I hope y'all will enjoy that. But either way, it is your boy, Great Zage here. And I am out. Peace. And I hope y'all have a lovely day. Bye.